Again, having this live show on Majesty Christian Television Network. Our topic today is radical sexual behavior of African youths and its health implications. And our panelists are Richard, Thelma, and Anita. Welcome back to Majesty TV.
Thank you.
I guess you guys, you youths have been enjoying this forum.
Oh, yes.
Really. I mean, I've been blown up here, and I wish pastors out there will hear what I'm hearing, and then parents as well, so that they can know or open their heart more to helping our youths. Thank you once again for coming.
Thank you.
We would like you to tell our audience the reasons why people are involved in this radical sexual behavior.
The reasons.
Yes, I know some of the reasons why they are involved in radical sexual behavior.
Well, there are a lot of reasons.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
So I think we need a whole day to tell about the reason. But it depends. We were first talking about if you don't have any sexual education about sexuality, you will be doing it radically.
Yeah.
And then
Look
now
at the camera, Anita, so that people are watching you.
and then you have 2014 that sex has become something powerful for some people.
Okay.
Yes, we use sex to control a relationship and all that.
Okay.
And then sometimes, yeah, if you need money and all that, that you can be having 4 relationships just to have what you need.
Exactly.
And that's not only women using sex as power, but men to using sex to get what they need
From ladies as well.
From ladies, yeah.
Really. So is poverty then a factor to this whole thing? Is poverty?
Yeah, I think.
Thelma?
I think so, because like we had a video, we saw a video on YouTube somewhere in Nigeria, right? And they went there interviewing students, and some of the students said, yeah, I have 2 or 3 boyfriends. Why? One is a rich man. That one can pay my school fees.
Really?
The other one is the one I really love.
Yeah.
One day I will marry that guy.
Really?
And the third one will be somebody in school.
To be used.
To be used. Can do my homework, can pass the exams answers to me.
My
So,
God.
and all those 3 guys,
Yes.
I can bet 100% sure they are having sex. The rich man will say, yeah, come and collect your money at my, from my house.
Yes. Yes.
And before you know, you have sex.
Really? Oh, Richard, how does that make you feel, knowing fully well that the ball is now turning around? You know, it's no more men using girls, but now girls also are using men. But is it not shameful, ladies? Is it not shameful that a woman will just go and be opening her body to 3 or 4 men?
It is, because
Well,
your body is something, you carry your dignity, you have your pride.
Yes.
But at that moment, you're losing your dignity, you're losing your pride, just because at that moment you need something.
Yeah.
Well, as Emma was saying earlier, 2014.
It's normal now.
The whole taboo, it's done now. It's no more like, oh, my body is. Yes, if you are in church, if you are a good Christian and all that, your body is that Christ temple. But nowadays,
it's no more the temple. Is that in your generation?
In our generation,
it's for you now.
So when you look on the internet, if you have a nice shape, a nice body, you are powerful because you have more likes. People look at you. Everyone wants to look at your picture. So
really. So those of you, the 3 of you who are here, who are ladies, have very good shape. So what do you intend to do?
That's a good question.
Exactly, because when I'm looking at you, when Emma gets up and moves, you know, and then Thelma gets up and Anita, so I say, wow, the beauty here. I mean, this beauty must be preserved for whoever is going to be your husband.
Yeah.
Is that not how it's supposed to be?
Actually, yes.
So, Mr. Richard.
Yeah, I think about the radical sexual behavior.
Yes.
So maybe I will give 3 points which are very important. One is the multiple partners. Yeah. So they say about 50 from 50, as I said already, 50% of those in Amsterdam have multiple partners. So it's not something which, if it's half of the people having multiple, I mean those interviewed in that research were having multiple partners. So that is something which doesn't speak well or fits into the radical issue, because as 90% Christians with are religious, could be also Muslim. So it's not something. It's something which is out of the day-to-day religious norms which we are supposed to. So that is one thing. And the other issue is also about having sex with people at home. When about 29% when they do go home and have sex, and 34% of these people, they have sex without the use of condoms.
You mean back to Africa?
Yeah, those in Holland, in Amsterdam. Yeah, Amsterdam. So when they go home and they do have active sexual behavior at home, be in Nigeria or Ghana. They do go there and have sex, and when they go, because of low level of education and because they have money, they have sex with people without the use of condom. And that is one thing which makes it radical. And the other issue why people have these multiple sex, one is the use of hard drugs. The use of hard drugs is something which actually motivates people to get involved into these sexual behaviors. And sometimes they said we didn't plan to have the sex. It just came out of excitement, out of the situation. And these situations are becoming normal. These situations which are supposed to be extraordinary are becoming normal. So it makes it out of something which is radical. So these are the things which, for me, if you talk about the radical sexual behavior, I will point out that. And still the issue of taboo and misinformation. So we need to break it and then inform people and let people feel free about sex. If you are free about something, I think you don't even, because they say in Holland, compared to other countries where the use of marijuana and others are common, it's so common that people don't care use it. They don't even use it as often as, or they don't go like mad and other, like other places, other countries where it's strict, people are restricted from using it. So when something becomes normal, when you are used to something, you don't go for it, you don't long for it. But we don't know it, and it's something secret. What is it? Why do we have to do? Why do we not? Even in church, I go and it's not. We don't talk about it. So I still fall on back to the church, because for me, the most important ethnic community, ethnic organization is a religious organization, and they have the population. To have a congregation of 100 people, of 150 every week, is not, no organization, no hometown association can have that. The religious organizations have them, and they have the duty to help the youth. And the youth are still in the churches, and they are there not just for fun. They want to know something. They want to be educated. So the churches have to help the youth to be able, because they live in two worlds, where the school is saying, the school is very open, very open in the sense even trying to tell them the use of condom and others. The church has to also continue from there and tell them why they have to actually wait, not just waiting in that higher level, above their level, because a girl of 13 or 14, breaking it down and telling them the values, why God is saying this, and not just God is saying that, but why God is saying it and why it should be. So that they can also convince. It's a form of evangelization, because we cannot allow the society to overtake the Christian life. We as Christians will have to influence the church. That is why we are called to evangelize.
Let me interrupt you to ask the man of God that is in the studio. Apostle Larry, please. Being also one of the religious leaders here and a father in the community, what do you think you can do to help these youths to bring this information across to the other pastors who we are working with? And
well, their point of view should be, we should give make space for it, so they can dialogue with us, and we see the approach from which they are coming, because they're living in a different context, a different world now, compared with maybe our days. You know, things are much more open, and so when you begin to hide certain things, they feel like, you know, they feel abnormal about it. And so then that drives them to want to explore. I mean, they can find out everything on the internet. So why make it like so secret you are forbidden to mention this or that or that?
Exactly.
So I think we should create a forum to have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue, talk together, and then we can, we take it from there.
Would that be a solution to you?
Yes, and what Pastor said, on the internet you can, or on Google, you can find everything.
Yes.
So most of the time what I tell my students is that even when you are writing an essay or something, just don't go on the net and just find information, because you can find all sorts of information. But what kind of information do you find, and what do you need? So by talking it about the issue very openly, that will help us a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Have you been chance to address the issue individually or collectively?
Yeah, I think individually, yes, because actually our approach is a kind of top-down approach. We use all the approach because it's kind of a radical thing, and it's not, the silence is still there. So to break into the status quo, if I should call it, that is the hierarchy of the church, is a bit difficult.
The church is in trouble today.
Yeah, because maybe it's I think maybe the kind of putting my findings on the church. And I think having the platform to put
but it's good. Feel free, because all Africans go to church anyway.
Yeah, so
well, the sex issue is not we call it a taboo, but it's not really a taboo. It's how the society have formed it. Like our culture have formed.
Yeah, it's not a society; it's a culture.
It's a culture thing that that it has formed as not to talk about it. It has become a forbidden message, and when you get married, then see how you can
adjust
to it.
So actually, the way it's going, I believe that maybe some of our mothers really didn't enjoy their marriages, because they were just putting up with men or fathers who would just come and tell them sleep well. That means immediately they say to you sleep well means open up your leg and let the action begin. So there was no foreplay. So it's very important that these issues are being discussed, and then younger women are being taught of a better way of enjoying their sexual life, and as well the men. But I am still saying it has to be done within the marital marriage life.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you will go about stealing it and then doing it in a radical form. So I'm not. I don't support that because of who I am. But however, I believe there are also some youths who are not from Christian homes who will be listening to this, and this information which we are giving is very important. So how would you want to recruit younger people to your organization?
Through radio, TV, churches. I am already working with younger people because I teach and coach.
Okay.
So I talk to them daily.
How would you want the pastors to know what you are doing?
We are organizing a conference in somewhere January.
Okay.
So we'll be approaching a lot of pastors.
That's good.
And we will take it step by step.
Yes.
Baby steps
now. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. And I believe from time to time, when you are free, we can have radio discussion, because the radio reaches to about 25,000 to 30,000, and besides we are the best. We are the award-winning radio here. So the government, they are using us to pass the information. So I think that is what we will also like to do for you people, including Majesty, to use the television as well as another. And if I go to, probably if I happen to be in Nigeria, because from time to time the Nigerian government call those in the diaspora to come down there to come and give their view on certain issues. I think I would like to really recommend you youths to do something down there for our generation, for your generation.
Okay. Very good.
We have the approach is not only in the Netherlands, we also, and one of our aims is to help bridge that gap. I mean, to help the Ghanaians here, the West Africans here, and also back home.
It's true. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very, because those at home, I think they are very, very naive, and well, the religion have been helping them anyway. So, but I mean, back home you will see lots of girls and the youngsters who are virgins. You see, they have not. Yeah. So, it's very important to make information available as well to them.
Yeah. But I think the issue of religion and culture about sex, I used to have this same opinion about the fact that our culture was rather the one which prevented us from having, but now I have the opinion that it's rather religion which drew us from the knowledge of sex, because in the Ghanaian culture we have, and I know that also in Nigeria, we had the puberty right, which will begin at the age of 13. Once the menstruation begins, you have the puberty right, and where they sang sex songs, romantic songs, to tell you that, and also you are ready, and to usher you into womanhood.
Really?
Yeah. So
but do you think they practice once the ritual is being done, once the ceremony is being done? I don't think they practice that.
They used to do that. I know.
You mean now? So when we got into Christianity, we actually, now all these things are seen as actually. It stopped in a way, because these things were all seen as evil, and then they stopped. So, and once they stopped, the church did not continue what they were doing. It was a kind of breaking point. You leave your cultural things and join us. So we joined in the queue, which was actually preventing us from knowing much about sex, because these puberty rights, you were taught what sex is. You were taught what you are going into. But that was what the puberty right, where you also given full egg to swallow, to show that you are actually
to swallow.
Yeah, so that it tells you that to be fruitful. It's a kind of symbol of fruitfulness, to bearing children. So these things and also during this time the children will sing songs which were romantic, which were somehow sexual, I'll put it that way. But these things were not brought into the Christian life, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So, and that is why there's this lacuna in
because
Christian
some of those puberty rights, how would you explain the nudity of a young girl? You know, bringing her out, to naked her, and then just to show that she has breast and all of those things.
Actually, that was because they did that not in the presence of her, because it was actually the women. I mean, the elderly women, and some women who gathered. The boys were not there when they came out with the breast and others. The boys were not there. It was the elderly women and some girls who were there to witness those ceremonies. After everything, then they brought the girl home and to celebrate with the girl and all those things.
Yeah.
So that is the knowledge behind, or the background thing behind it, and that was very important.
Okay. For the sake of time, because we have other programs coming up now, what information would you like to tell those who have listened to you today before we sign off? Starting from Anita.
I'll give it to Thelma before.
Okay,
because I have a lot to.
Well, I would like to say, well, I'm not into the researches and all those stuff, but if there are any questions, you're sitting with a problem, or whatsoever, it don't has to be like HIV or pregnancy or the health. Maybe you are facing some problems at home with your parents or something. Just feel free to contact us, or we have a spokesperson, Richie. Richie is a very good guy. He knows.
How would they contact you, youngsters?
We have a Facebook.
Okay, Facebook.
Facebook
which name?
Stichting Agudie. We have our numbers there, so we have an email too. Just feel free. Just inbox us. You don't have to mention your name. If you have to be like anonymous, no problem.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We are still building a website.
We're still building a website. We have a web blog, but it's under construction. So
okay,
Facebook is for now.
Okay, it's good. So somebody out there listening to us, Agudie is spelled as Aguddee.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go to Facebook and connect with this section. What do you have to say, Richard?
Yeah, I think I'll conclude with what I saw from the South African advert on how to prevent HIV, AIDS, and all the. Is it the 3 questions? I think I put it down and I still carry it with me. That is, how does your sexual behavior? Yeah, that's the question, and the answers are 3. The A is abstinence, and the B is be faithful, and the C is condomize. So anyone watching me, let's try it. That is what I have for as a conclusive remark.
Thank you, Richard. Anita, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Richard. Be merciful, Lord.
I think Richard said it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. All right. And Emma, please, can you give us the last word before we sign off? Even though you are not, you're off camera.
Yeah.
All I'd like to add is that anybody that is interested in helping the youth in what way possible, you're welcome to join our group.
Yes.
You can check us up on Facebook, Agudie, Stichting Agudie.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, this has come to you from Majesty Christian Television Network, and should you want to make contact with Stichting Agudie, just go to the Facebook, and then you inbox them, or you can email them, and then join the group. It's going to be very healthy for you. God really bless you, and stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being